Good morning, everybody. This is Aaron Jarnigan. I'm the digital marketing specialist here at Grow Cedar Valley, and I'm really excited. We have a very special live stream this morning. We're celebrating a business and an owner who not is originally from the Cedar Valley, but decided to come and move here and locate his business here. I'm with Mark Toms of Brown Shoe Fit Co. It's a very nice shoe company. They do a lot of, I think they pride themselves on their service, their high quality service. Actually the experience when you come in, fitting the shoes, selling the shoes. But I won't take too much of his thunder because I'm sure he wants to talk about it. Mark, you want to go ahead and give an introduction to yourself and your company?
Yeah, for sure. So, Brown Shoe Fit Company, we have been in business since 1911. We're actually older than Coca-Cola and Chevy. Back in the day, when Brown actually started this company in Shenandoah, Iowa, actually in the stairwell of a bank. But he got his real following from carrying high quality products and giving the best customer service. And that still stands true today with all of our Brown shoe fits. We're an interesting business model because we do have 75 stores in 12 states, but we are all locally owned, but we work together. So it's kind of a mixture between a franchise and a partnership. So myself being the owner here in Cedar Falls, I have full control of all the products that come into this store, all the advertising, all the hiring, firing, the fun taxes, the fun PPP money, all that different stuff that we've all had to deal with. So it's really my own business here in Cedar Falls, but at the same time, I have a big brother at our corporate office that I used to work for, that helps us if there is, a pandemic or whatever, so that we, if we're down for 2 or 3 months, we don't just have to lock our doors. So it is a good safety net. But really the big thing with Brown Shoe Fit is we understand you can get shoes everywhere, but we're trying to be part of your family. We're trying to give you the best possible fit, the best possible prices for quality shoes. Sometimes people come in and say, oh, your shoes are expensive. Well, not really. If you look at the same exact product, whether you're on, Zappos.com or whether you're in the mall or you're wherever, our products are priced exactly how everybody else's is, or even sometimes lower, depending on what specials we have going on. But the biggest thing you'll find when you do come into our store is we know what we're talking about. We're going to get you in the product that is right for your feet, right for your body, right for your job, right for your activity. And we're going to have fun doing it. All of my staff have very good personalities and I trust them with my business. If I'm gone or whatever, I really focus on training my employees to give our customers the best experience possible. And we back our products up. If you're not happy, if something's not working, just let us know. Because if we don't know, we can't help you.
Right. Well, and thanks for going over that. Again, going back to that high quality service that I know you talk about and tout in the experience that you provide at Brown's. So the reason why you're on here this morning is are you originally from the Cedar Valley area or not originally?
If you can tell by my accent, I talk a little slower. I'm actually from Kansas. I've moved around quite a bit with Brown Shoe Fit or even before Brown Shoe Fit. My wife is originally from Wisconsin. And through all of our travels, we'd always been going through and traveling through the Cedar Valley. And, even 9-10 years ago when Walker's left the Cedar Valley. And of course, there's been other shoe stores come and go from the Cedar Valley. Brown Shoe Fit has always had an eye on this area. We've been in places around, but never in Cedar Falls or Waterloo. And it just made sense to move to this area. It's a clean, vibrant area there's a lot going on and a lot of growth potential. Of course, Grow Cedar Valley is doing a great job of bringing places here. But no, originally from Southern Kansas, but I've lived in any place from New York City to Oklahoma City, Nebraska, all over the place. So I'm happy to find a home here in the Cedar Valley.
Awesome. And so that was one of the questions I had, so you've kind of spent some time in the corporate setting at Brown's and now transitioning into, being a store owner. what are some things they look at when they look at communities? I don't, you probably don't want to share too much, so, but I'm just curious, you talked about the vibrancy, the potential of opportunities in the Cedar Valley. I'd just be curious to learn more about that.
Well, with Browns, try to do as full disclosure as I possibly can, but the biggest thing is obviously we want a community to have enough people to support our business, and the Cedar Valley definitely has that. But another thing is you want a community going in the right direction. You don't want to open up a new store in a community that might have just lost a big factory or might have just lost jobs or whatever. And to us, looking at the Cedar Valley, when we opened this last March, the growth potential of the area is fantastic, along with all the projects they're doing, whether it be the controversial roundabouts or whatever. There still is growth, and people are doing that. And the other thing is rent factor. We don't like to own our own buildings, because as communities change, as communities shuffle, and sometimes this part of the town is busier, that part of the town's busier, we don't want to be stuck in a building that 20 years down the road might not even be part of the shopping area. So that's another thing we look at. And believe it or not, Cedar Valley is well priced as far as what they're asking for in their retail sections, compared to other communities out there. It's a big deal. And sometimes people that don't know what's going on figure, well, why doesn't this business come to our town, or why does this do that? And I really do think the Cedar Valley is doing a great job of attracting businesses and corporations and jobs for our community.
Yeah, no, well, great points. And I think that's a great recap of what you're looking for. And I think, where communities can go wrong is it's an active process. It's, you might think you have the greatest community in the world, but, you sitting there thinking that's not going to quite get that job done. And so there's a lot of people that are at the table involved, attracting businesses here, making sure people here have opportunities and good things to celebrate, and just for those that are already here. And so it's just a very interesting process, kind of seeing it from behind the scenes. So I'm curious, you're talking about, what Browns looks for in communities. So, what did you, or how did you find out kind of about the area? I know you talked about that you had traveled through before, but what was the research process like, or like, where did you learn more?
Not just to nerd out on different numbers and all the different, statistics or whatever, take all that stuff out of there. Anymore, people do a lot of online research, a lot of just, looking through Instagram and Facebook and everything like that, and seeing, obviously what businesses there are to do and everything. But really, one of the great things that this community has is Live the Valley. Whether you get the actual printout publication or you find it online, it's got a lot of awesome things on there. And to be honest, we kind of fell into it a little bit. My wife is an avid biker, and she loves to kayak, and our whole family likes to be outdoors. Maybe me not so much, where I'm pale and I'll get sunburnt just being out there for 10 minutes, but I try my best. But Live the Valley really did a good job of persuading us a little bit more, because we already had Cedar Falls in mind, but then seeing just the bike routes and the dog parks and the city parks and the all the different things, golf courses. Cedar Falls has been, and Waterloo for that matter, have been planning to be a community that people want to be in for a long time, because it takes a lot of planning for everything that goes on here. And we just saw it as, okay, they've planned for future growth, and we want to be part of that with the future growth and be in, at a good time. You always say buy in low and sell high. Well, we're just trying to buy in low and be here forever. But no, the Live the Valley was a big thing. Just seeing all the different programs for kids and for families, and all the trails. And, heck, we live right up in North Cedar, right in between Black Hawk and Big Woods. So it's awesome, because we can throw our kayaks in the back of the truck and go kayaking or fishing anytime we want within 2 or 3 minutes, and then hop on the bike trail and, ride our bikes and everything. So Live the Valley really did a good job of pushing us that extra step to be able to say, okay, that's where we want to call home.
Awesome. Awesome. And so we at Grow Cedar Valley think that's so important that information be, easily accessible and packaged nicely. Because what we found, when we're talking about, business attraction and actually inviting other people to the Cedar Valley is, you can give like the statistics and numbers and you can present all that things, but ultimately you're talking to people, who, just like yourself, have families and have interests. And so if you're not providing that information as well, then you're really missing the mark. So it's awesome that you're able to use that and find that as a resource. So I'm curious too about you personally. You were involved in Browns at the corporate level. What was the interest or what motivated the transition into actually owning your own store and operating?
Well, it all started back when I was 19 or 20. I got into our training program. It looks like UPS is delivering here. Got shoes going in and out, but at the same time, sorry, brain fart. So started when I was 19 or 20. Browns really likes to give people opportunities. You don't have to come from money to own a store, to manage a store. We hire and train from within our company. My boss, when I first got started, took a 19-year-old kid that was going to school, didn't really know what he was going to do, loved shoes, loved people, and it just kind of fit. But what made me want to do it is just being around people. And knowing that I can help somebody, because it's really, yes, we sell shoes, but at the same time, it's selling comfort, it's selling well-being, it's helping people's bodies. Yes, we're not doctors, but at the same time, if your feet hurt, your whole body hurts, everybody around you hurts, and you're in a bad mood. So it's really about helping the people. But why I got back into the ownership side, because this is the fourth location that I've owned in between going to our corporate office for 7 years, and training and hiring people and everything. But really the step that came back to being my own boss and being the owner here in Cedar Falls is, I wanted to be around my family more and not on the road traveling and checking in on other stores all the time. But it really was, I like to talk and I like to have a good time. And a lot of times, sometimes in corporate, I didn't get to do that. If you're in shopping for shoes, sometimes I might say something funny, but at the same time, you might look at me a little weird, but that's okay. Cause, I make up for it with the service we supply, but really it's about the people and about being around customers all the time.
Right. Well, and that's just been my experience, with your involvement in Grow Cedar Valley, just immediately, really just liking to enjoy a good conversation. So I definitely understand that aspect of, it's exciting when somebody new walks in the door, you get to talk to them, learn a little bit about them, and then provide that service. That's awesome. Is there anything that you feel like you want to add? I mean, I hit on all of my questions, and I just really appreciate you talking and sharing about what you have going on and kind of how you came to the area and, what you're about. Is there anything else that you'd like to add this morning?
Some of the big things I do like to add to things is, Brown Shoe Fit, we want to be part of the community. We want to help out other businesses, other people. We're always looking to partner with other businesses, whether it be, John Deere with a work boot discount, or whether you only have 3 or 4 employees. We still want to help your business grow. And if it needs quality footwear or safety footwear, we want to be kept in mind for that. But at the same time, if you follow our Facebook page, just Brown CF on Facebook, you'll see that, I try to share, local restaurants deals or whoever's having a special. We try to, almost be a community posting board for, things going on, because somebody might see it on my page, but they won't see it on your page. We're trying to be an active part in the community, especially in the time of COVID right now, because everybody's struggling a little bit, or a lot. And, it's key for us all to stick together. And, I might not have the stripes on my shirt yet for, only being in the Cedar Valley for a little over a year, but we're here to stay and we're here to help, whether it be, sponsoring a baseball team, which we've done, or sponsoring, Cedar Falls rugby or whatever it is. We're trying to be a big part of the community. And if we can help in any way, we want to. I've even offered at UNI or any of the local colleges around here, if somebody needs somebody to come speak about owning your own business or salesmanship or whatever. I've been there, I've done that, I'm doing it. Would love to help with anything like that. It's not always about the bottom dollar. With Brown Shoe Fit, we want you to trust us enough that you'll send your family in, that you'll come back to us, because if we're in it just for the one transaction, we're not going to survive very long. But really the big thing is we want people to know we're here for them, we're here for the community, and we want to do anything that we can to help. And another cool thing is, you might be able to see it behind my big head, but brownsfootwear.com. Through all this, we did just launch a new website that you can completely shop on there. And whether you want to pick it up in the store or us just ship it right to you, we can. But just one of the things that we're trying to do to adapt to this awesome year of COVID. So always continuing to adapt and try to help the community more.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you for the time. I don't know if you noticed, you can see some comments come in, and you've gotten some nice ones, and so I'll pop this one up on the screen from Tara. But yeah, I thank you so much for just the philosophy on community, that mindset of just being a support. That's one thing I really enjoy about the Cedar Valley and those who are here, is it seems like that's a very active role that a lot of people play, is that we just need to help each other out. I don't know if you're aware of like the Cedar Valley Strong initiative that kind of came out through this time, but just a lot of great things about supporting people here. But again, just thank you so much, Tom, for your time this morning. It's interesting to learn more about, why you decided to come here, what interests you, what motivates you, and ultimately how that landed you in Cedar Falls and the Cedar Valley. But again, just thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me. I definitely appreciate it. And if anybody else needs me for live, just let me know.
All right. Take care, everybody.
Thanks.